All right. Hey, welcome back to Pregame Show with Andy Lowe. Took a week off last week. I think we needed it. These solo podcasts are getting kind of weird. Again, this was never the intention of this podcast. This is supposed to be a show with hosts, but it's slowly become some sort of video diary of the end of the world and just me sitting here in my studio. So that doesn't mean it's over. It means we have to evolve with the times. Man, they're weird. It is so weird out there. You'd think by this time, it's about June 29th, 2020. You'd think by now we've been in this quarantine situation, especially in Southern California, for about 3 whole months, and the curve is not flattening. It's actually getting worse. The daily cases are peaking. They're literally as high as they've ever been, and they definitely can go higher. So we needed a week off, but we're back, and we're gonna stay back until we can get guests back in here. Let's start off like we always do. Chug of the week, huh? You got a beer poured, I hope. If you don't, pause it right here. Pour a little 12-ouncer and race me. I'm a very slow chugger, so it'll build your confidence up a little to just annihilate me in a chug race. So let's do it. Let me get ready for this. I haven't chugged since the last episode, so I'm probably going to spit this one up. Bear with me. All right, ready? All you folks at home, all you beautiful people, I love you. Let's do this. Ding! Woo! That hit the spot. Damn. I always have a moment of clarity after a chug. And in that moment, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? And then almost immediately after, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a good move. I feel way better after chugging that beer. So what else? What are we talking about today? Well, first, before we get into the topics, I like to always ask everybody, all our viewers, what are you drinking at home? What kind of beer do you like? I'll put the email at the bottom. Send in your suggestions for what beer you think I should be drinking on Pregame Show. And I'll either, make fun of them or try them out. I'll get the beer. I'm not asking you to send me beer. I'm asking you to send me beer suggestions. So pregameshowbeer@gmail.com. I'll put it at the bottom. Send in your beer suggestions, and that's also a place to send in any advice questions you'd like some ignorant drunk to answer online. That's on you if you really take that advice to heart, but I do appreciate the people writing in. We have actually gotten a lot more advice questions than beer suggestions, which I'm very okay with. I know what I like to drink. I'm drinking I'm done with the Corona. That fucking beer is god awful, especially with no lime. It tastes like if they made a beer that was supposed to be like skunk flavored, like skunk smell, the essence of skunk. That's what that beer tastes like. It's fucking terrible. So I'm back to Budweiser because I don't give a shit. Tell me what to drink. Tell me some good beers. I'm going to try them, but you got to tell me. All right? Let's see. What else we got? What's going on in the world? Sports are coming back. You saw that? I'm very excited about baseball. I feel like a lot of the doom and gloom recently has been related to just a complete lack of baseball in my life. I know a lot of people don't care about baseball, and it's like a slow, stupid sport, but, that's how I feel about soccer, and most of the world loves it, so, different strokes, different folks. Oh, man. This is going to be a short episode, by the way. I'm not going to sit here and drag this on for 45 minutes and put you people through that. I'm just checking in, and I'm just having a couple beers with you guys. Because damn shit is getting weird. Oh, like I was talking about, the coronavirus cases are spiking. They're going up. And my girlfriend's just being forced to go back into work. She's been working from home for months. And now it's like at its peak and she has to go back into work. It's so asinine. I just can't wrap my head around it. So I get the feeling I'm going to have coronavirus soon. I just want to warn our viewers. And if I do, there's still going to be episodes. And we'll cover, my lack of breath and my loss of smell and all that shit. But I'm not going to leave you guys. We're going to keep this shit going. As uninteresting as it may be, we need this right now. And I'm pretty sure if this does become... what if... this is episode 10. What if by episode 40, I'm in some sort of like leather vest and face paint and we've completely devolved into like a Mad Max society, hunter-gatherer, just like fight the neighbors with spears and knives type society. I'll still be here. I'll still have a fucking iPhone to shoot this on, I assume, unless the biggest guy on the block comes and yanks it out of my hand. Damn, I hadn't even thought about that. That's actually pretty likely. So maybe I shouldn't overstate it. I'm going to do the podcast as long as it's, possible. What else? Man. Shit, it's just so weird. I feel weird doing this. I feel like I should be talking about Pride Month and Black Lives Matter. And I do. And so do LGBTQ and all that. But it's just like, oh my God. There's so much going on right now. I don't know who's... The Pride is every year, right? It's Pride Month every year. So that's just like celebrating people's individuality and their sexuality. And I think that's really cool. And you don't really need to... We got gay marriage legalized. I don't know. It's not, it's kind of like Black Lives Matter takes precedent right now because they're literally being killed by cops every day. Not that we should forget the other and focus on one, but it's just like, oh my God, I went downtown today and there was 2 marches, separate marches in Long Beach. And it's just, I feel like an asshole that I'm not involved in one, but then if I was going to get involved, I'd have to pick one and defend why it's more important than the other. I feel like that would get me canceled quicker than just staying at home quietly and not getting tear gassed and rubber bulleted. I don't know. I'm just looking out for... If I don't come home one day, and my girlfriend doesn't come home, we get in a car accident or we both get arrested. We live on the other side of the country from our parents, so our cat and dog, we don't have like local neighbor friends. Our cat and dog are just fucked. It's not like having kids. If we both got arrested and didn't come home for 3 days, we would probably be coming home to a dog that's been eaten by a cat. If I'm being perfectly honest. So this is the kind of weird fucking shit you got to think about at a time like this. Because it isn't normal life. This is history. This is a historical year. Shit is going down. It's hitting the fan. It's kind of hard to find humor in all of it, especially with comedy shows being canceled for the foreseeable future, but thank God we have podcasts, What would I be doing? Would I just be talking to myself like this, like a psycho, and not recording it? Come on, that's crazy. All right. I got a write-in advice question, and then we'll finish our beers, and let's move on. Let's have a good night, okay? Usually the idea of a pregame show means, you're watching this, having a few drinks by yourself or with a buddy, and you're going to go out. You're going to go to a bar. You're going to go play beer pong at a buddy's dorm or some shit. I don't know what you're going to do, but pregame implies this is what happens first and then something happens next. But with everything shut down, it's getting weird. This is becoming the game show because there's nothing after this. You're just going to go keep drinking by yourself. So I feel like I at least owe you guys these solo episodes because, I feel alone too. I feel alone in all this. I've got my girlfriend, I got my dog and my cat, but just thinking you could end up in a hospital and no one's allowed to visit you, and then no one if you died, no one can even come to your funeral. This shit is daunting, and I don't even like thinking about it. So maybe I should stop talking about it. Okay. Write-in question. Thank you for writing in. Again, pregameshowbeer@gmail.com. Write in any sort of weird question you're dealing with, any sort of advice you feel like you need, and you want an anonymous person to weigh in on it. Sort of like if you were just sitting at a bar by yourself contemplating something serious, and you lean over to the other degenerate alcoholic next to you and ask him a question. Pretend that's me, and I'll give you honest advice. I'm not trying to make fun of the advice. I really do want to help, but again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a therapist. Okay, today we got advice question from Rhode Island. Tyler from Rhode Island. It reads, "Hey Andy, big fan of the podcast. Recently, I have been overwhelmed with a feeling of impending doom. Have you experienced this? Yeah. I've never felt it before, but the last few days I feel so overwhelmed by this sense of doom approaching. I feel like any day now, a major shift in my life is going to happen and be very bad. Everything has lost its joy, and I just feel this gloom. Any advice? Thanks again, Tyler from Rhode Island." Yes, I have felt this before. I'm feeling it right now. I think this is a very appropriate time to have that feeling. Literally, the whole world is dealing with a crisis, and it's not a war or some man-made bullshit. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it's an airborne virus that can literally kill you, and it's sweeping across the planet. If you don't have a sense of impending doom, I feel like you're the fucking problem. All these people out there with no masks, like at surprise birthday parties at the end of May. What the fuck is wrong with you? You stupid fucking idiot. Oh, man. I never have wished death on anybody, but my God, if this coronavirus has to kill anybody, please get those dumb fuckers who acted like it wasn't serious at first. Or not even at first. Now! It's at its peak, and people are acting like it's just some joke or some government made. Come on. Even if it is fucking government made, it can kill you. It's killed over 100,000 people. Come on. Goddamn mask on. But Tyler from Rhode Island, also, I used to work in a kitchen. The sense of impending doom, like an immediate sense of impending doom, like I'm gonna die today, or something's gonna mangle me later tonight. That's actually a symptom of like food poisoning, which sounds, like a bad joke, but it's not. If you suddenly have like oh my God, things are going bad. It was on a safety poster in a kitchen I used to work to. Sense of impending doom is one of the first 3 symptoms of really severe food poisoning. So maybe you just had some bad fish before you wrote me this email, but I suspect it's more related to like anxiety and the situation literally we're all in right now. Why am I not even touching this beer? Tyler, I think the sense of impending doom you're feeling is completely natural. You shouldn't be afraid of it. Unless, again, it's food poisoning. And by the time you're hearing this, if it were food poisoning, you've literally shit out most of your organs. So if it was food poisoning. But I just want to, for anyone else listening to this, if you ever get a dark, sudden sense of impending doom and you've never dealt with that before, there's a very good chance it's a symptom of some sort of foodborne allergy. I just want to put that out there. But I don't think that's what Tyler's dealing with. I think Tyler's dealing with a day-to-day sense of doom, and I've definitely felt that. I've felt that many times for weeks. And a lot of times there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I appreciate you writing into an alcoholics podcast, but I think you gotta You got to find some form of self-worth at a time like this. And I think that can, just being alive and healthy at a time like this is self-worth. You're worth a lot if you are alive and healthy right now. And if you're not healthy, you're still worth a shitload if you're alive. Okay? So I think we take things for granted very quickly. If you're ever in the LA area, Tyler, if you ever come out here for a little vacation or you move out here from Rhode Island, I want you to come and be on the podcast. We'll talk about the doom you felt and how you got over it, if you get over it, and I genuinely hope you do. You seem like a good guy. Obviously have a great taste in podcasts. Yeah, this one's stumping me. This is like a question, I've had. And what's the answer? Well, if you don't have food poisoning, there's no real answer. You're feeling doomed. And you know what? Listening to a little doom metal isn't the worst choice. Listen to Sleep. I think their album Holy Mountain, something like that. Doom metal. Oh my god. Lean into it. I'm not saying lean into it and like get buy a gun or some rope and get suicidal. I'm saying lean into it like these are some middle school feelings you're having. Meaning, don't pretend I'm downplaying these. I mean, remember middle school? I felt impending doom every fucking second of every day. And you eventually just grow out of it. But a lot can come from that. Goth culture came from middle schoolers with impending doom. Emo culture was eventually born of that. So it's not, this isn't a complete waste. It's not a lay in bed all day and just... I think listening to like Lana Del Rey when you're fucking really depressed and you feel like the world's about to end makes it worse. I honestly do. I think you need to listen to like doom metal and some real dark shit. And then hear them talking about actual really dark shit that they've gone through. And it kind of just shines it's like a ray of light into your life. It's kind of like that one ray that comes in through the blinds and hits you in the eye first thing in the morning. That seems like a terrible thing, but it's not. That's a star shining on you and reminding you you're alive today. Just like every other day. Before, but not after. All right, Tyler, I didn't answer your question, but I don't think your question has an answer. You feel a sense of impending doom, and that is almost certainly related to the plethora of crises we're facing currently. Not oil prices and shit. I'm talking about pandemics. The police are going to come in and shoot you in your sleep. It's a dark time. But we're going to make it through this together, okay? We're going to look back on episode 10. And we're going to say, Jesus, that shit was dark. Why do you even make that episode? And, I asked myself that question all day today. But the reason is because me just being absent, me being gone, me just being like, oh, this is getting weird, and just tuning out until it gets peachy again. It's not how this works, That's not reliable. That's not somebody you can trust to entertain you. And I get that. Everybody who does a podcast I love didn't even take a week off. So I'm already behind the 8 ball. But I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to be with you people till the end. All right? Whether that's my end, your end, or the heat death of the universe. Okay? Let's finish our beers and we'll meet back next week. Probably solo. Maybe with a guest. Maybe we'll do... I kind of swore off Zoom meetings. God, those episodes sucked. I hated those shit. there's a delay. I can't hear anything, and it's terrible connection. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll go the Joe Rogan route and get everyone tested 3 times a day when they come on the podcast. Maybe we could do something like that. Doubt it, but maybe there's a vaccine in the chute. Man. Again, write in your advice. pregameshowbeer@gmail.com. Write in your beer suggestions, because I got none. All right? Actually, one guy did write in about IPAs, and I'm not even going to read that. I'm not drinking IPAs. I'm sure as hell not fucking chugging one. So, let me just make that clear. IPAs, India Pale Ale. I don't know if it's like oregano, and certain people have like a gene that makes it bitter to them, and other people it tastes like delicious, but IPA is the worst tasting beer I've ever fucking drank. And not only that, it has some sort of, I don't know, something in it that just gives me the worst headache after like one. Okay? What the fuck is that? I get into drinking beer knowing there's going to be a headache after 7 to 10. Fucking 1? That's not even alcohol related. There's some shit in that. I'm sorry if you're an IPA fan and this just offended you, but again, it's like baseball and soccer. If you like one and not the other, you hate both or you love both, you wonder how anyone else can feel differently than you, but this is how it works. People are different. And soccer is fucking boring as shit. And so is baseball to a lot of people. Oh, Tyler, your impending doom is starting to I'm starting to feel it. I've been thinking about, what if a war is definitely going to happen this year. You got to start thinking, this is one of those years that's not like, oh man, everything's so fucking sweet. I remember 2012 being like, everybody's like, the world's going to end. But I just remember being like, this is the best year of my fucking life. And the world did not end because it was based on some garbage, fucking bad math from a tribal culture that doesn't exist anymore at all. That was stupid. But everyone feeling like, this is one of those years where, oh my God, what else can go wrong? I feel like that's pretty valid. I mean, Kobe. Do you want me to start from the beginning? You don't. Kobe. Corona. Finally, people in the streets banding together to protest police brutality, and the police respond by being as brutal as possible. Oh, that was an interesting choice they made, but we'll see how it plays out. My point is, it just feels like, I get that impending doom, Tyler. I get it. I feel it. I feel like there's some sort of fucking land war coming that'll absolutely dwarf this coronavirus and make us forget that it even happened. I hope not. Obviously, I'm begging for that not to happen. But my God, it feels like, it's not like, how could this get any worse? It's like, what is going to make this worse next? Because it will be something. We'll just hang out, wait to see, what else can we do? Spent those stimulus checks 6 weeks ago on fucking Cheetos and shit. So that's gone. I don't like to get political, but Oh my god, this fucking doofus in charge is not doing anything right recently. Man. I feel like a small monkey with a spider monkey with learning disabilities could make better choices if given, multiple choice questions on what to do in situations like this. Than our leader, but what am I gonna do about it? What the fuck am I gonna do about it except vote in November? All right, just vote. I don't care who you're voting for because you've already made your choice. But please vote and don't just bitch when this doesn't go how you wanted and you didn't vote. Right? Tyler, I hope we helped you a little. We'll be back next week. Hang in there, people. The times are fucking weird as shit. And, man, this is not as cheery as some of those podcasts that are run by millionaires. But, frankly, life is not as cheery for us who don't have money to fall back on. It's just like, god damn, am I going to be homeless next month? It's on the table now. Am I just going to be homeless? Maybe. Tune in next week, right? I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to end on it. Am I going to be homeless now? No, we're not going to be homeless next month because we'll storm the fucking Bastille. I think they know better. If they make us all homeless, what are we going to do but be homeless near the protests, I'm hoping for the best. All right, people. I'm starting to slip into a doom and gloom mode. Tyler, you're freaking out a little. No, it's not on you. I'm just starting to get realistic about all this shit, and it's fucking dark. But that doesn't mean the pregame show is going anywhere. We're going to continue drinking beer until I'm sitting here, with a fucking respirator. And just being like, well, we tried. Alright? We'll be here next week, guys. Episode 10 was a success. We'll see it in editing. It was okay. We'll talk next week. Bye, guys.